Welcome to the Texas Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us today. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your cameras and microphones are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening. Be sure to sign up for additional ones where you signed up for this one. Also, this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the website strivescan.com/probe. Here are the order of our presentations tonight. Session A3 is the session we are in, and those are the 6 institutions that we'll be presenting. All right, I've gotten all the housekeeping stuff out of the way, so I will step out of the way and turn it over to our first presentation, and that will be from EHL.
Hey everybody, good afternoon from Napa Valley. My name is Daniel Flores and I'm the representative for EHL. We go by a 3-2-1 model, and the 3 stands for the locations that we offer our program. On the left-hand side of your screen is going to be our campus in Lausanne, Switzerland, in the French-speaking part. On the middle is going to be Passau, Switzerland, in the Swiss-German-speaking part. And on the right-hand side will be Singapore. First thing to note, you do not need to know the local language. The program's taught entirely in English. Now the 2 stands for the different pathways. To make it super simple, if you're really interested in culinary arts or hotel operations, we have the professional pathway. If not, if you're looking more business-wise, you can go into the academic pathway, and that leads us to our 1. We offer 1 bachelor's degree, which is the Bachelor's of Science in International Hospitality Management. Now I want to make one thing very clear. Hospitality is not just hotels and restaurants. Once again, hospitality is not just hotels and restaurants. This is a global industry of 1 in 10 jobs. This is the service industry. So when you study hospitality specifically, we prepare you for the business world. If you hate people, it's a terrible industry to be in because you're constantly around people. But if you love people, you can make a career out of being yourself. So as far as the landscape goes on campus, we have over 120 different nationalities represented. Another thing you'll notice is dress code. This is what our dress code is. We wear suits every day. The whole point is to prepare you for the real world. If you go into an interview, we want you to feel confident. The way that you do that is by being able to present yourself in such a manner. On campus, over 84% of our students know 3 or more languages. It's not to freak you out, but when you graduate, you will know at least 3 languages. We have over 30 student committees, which are clubs in essence. We're also, history about EHL, we start off as the world's first hotel school in 1893. We then transitioned to becoming ranked as the world's #1 hospitality and leisure management program 3 years in a row, and also a top 5 business program in Switzerland. We're also the first and only school with a Michelin star training restaurant, now 2 years in a row. We also have dual accreditation by the Swiss government and the American government, which gives you the ability to work and continue your education anywhere around the world. We are also a nonprofit university. Now, one of our locations is going to be in Lausanne, which is what you see on your screen. Very modern, very minimalistic. We have 2 brand new apartment buildings, 3 brand new dorms. This is going to be the sports facility, indoor gym, indoor pool, indoor spa. College life is rough. You need your mani-pedis. Boom, you get it right on campus. Now, this is a quintessential European experience. In a 3-hour flight from Geneva, Switzerland, you're in 36 countries, not cities, not states. I'm talking about countries. So if you want the ability to go to Spain over the weekend, you can do that. Now, another experience that we have is also in Singapore, which is considered like the Switzerland of Asia. It's the international business hub of Asia. So if you want a multicultural experience both on and off campus, this is a great opportunity for you to do that too. The travel piece, 17 different countries in a 3-hour flight. So the program is the same exact thing. The only difference is the landscape. Now, to talk about our bachelor's program, it's 4 years and it includes 1 year of internship experience. The first 6 months, you switch off courses every single week. You're making chocolates, making pastries, drinking wine, making cocktails, and cleaning toilets, making beds, folding laundry, learning French, visiting and eating at a 3 Michelin star restaurant. So we're preparing you for the real world by giving you real world experience. And then you continue that to your first 6-month internship anywhere around the world. Then you take 3 semesters of business courses, hospitality courses, and language courses. We offer German, French, Russian, Mandarin, Spanish. We want you then to apply that in the real world. In your second 6-month internship, same deal, anywhere around the world. Then your final year, you're taking elective courses and you finish off with a few options. At the end of the day, you do become a consultant. You are solving a problem for a real company, either by yourself, with up to 6 people. You can actually do the student entrepreneur project, and we do have an innovation hub on campus, or you can decide to do a research thesis. No matter what you choose, you present this to your entire graduating class, and this is what leads us to have 96% of our students get a job within 6 months of graduation. And that's the highest of any school offering this program. So once again, we're preparing you for the real world. Now, once again, this is not just hotels and restaurants. 47% of our alumni go into the traditional hotels, restaurants, banqueting, airlines. But because this is a business program, anything you do with a business degree, you could do with this: banking, accounting, NGOs, education, healthcare, health and beauty, luxury goods, retail, real estate. Anything where you're working with people, hospitality professionals would be desirable. We also have a very extensive alumni network of over 30,000 alumni working in over 150 countries. Another fun fact is 1 in 3 jobs offered upon graduation is offered from our alumni. So we have super strong ties with them. Once again, to prove the point, these are companies that hire students, whether it's for full-time jobs or internships. So you will see banks, consumer goods, obviously 4- and 5-star hotels. You'll see airlines, luxury goods, and then you'll end off with Tesla and automotive. This is a simple example. So real briefly, 3-step application process. We are on Common App, so you can apply there. Then we have a video interview, and then we end off with another round of interviews with alumni and or interns. We do have several financial aid options, so if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And if you want to take a picture, this is my contact info. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And I will remind everyone that if you have questions for any of our presenters, just make sure to use the Q&A button. And if it's for a specific institution, just name the school in your question. Next up, we'll hear from the representative from Falmouth University.
Great, thank you so much, Russ. Just bringing up my slide now. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Jackie Christopher, and I'm the development manager for Falmouth University. Now, if you are serious about the creative industries, arts focus, this is a great option for you. And just to kind of give you some background about the UK, the creative industries is the fastest growing sector in the UK economy. So we're, creative practitioners, researchers, and innovators with a raft of social challenges and opportunities. Our projects working across a range of specialisms and contribute to the growth, impact, and knowledge base of this most interdisciplinary of sectors. So we call ourselves a creative industries university because you are really getting hands-on practical experience as soon as you arrive on campus. You are getting access to professional equipment that, people use outside of university in their career. All of our degrees are practical and hands-on, but we go through a lot of individual and team projects, so you are most prepared once you've graduated. So just to tell you a little bit about Falmouth, we were created as a School of Art in 1902, and we were established as a university in 2012. We are a small, medium-sized university with up to 5,000 students, so you will get that personalized, supportive attention. We are the 4th safest university in England and Wales, and we have 2 campuses, 15 to 20 minutes apart on a bus, and students have access to both campuses and facilities. So just to show you where we're located, we're in a small coastal town in the southwest of England. It's a vibrant student life, and there's plenty of things to do. So because we're right off the beach and we are in a beachside town, you have access to hiking, surfing, swimming, boating, all these great things that most UK universities don't have access to. We do have an airport, which is 40 minutes away from Falmouth, which is New Quay, and we're approximately 5 hours away from London by train. We do offer airport collection service to all first-year international students. And these are 9 diverse departments in the creative industries. So we have a wide range to choose from, but overall we have 60 undergraduate degrees that can be very specialized, from ranging to marine and life photography to entrepreneurship. So definitely take a look at our website to see, what is best suited for you. And the other great thing that Falmouth offers is that we are a vibrant creative community. So you have access to all these other creative supportive individuals who are actively creating new projects and ideas. You have access to students who will be able to support you in different projects. So for example, if you're a dance student and you need someone to film you, well, we have film students who have access to the best facilities. And life in Falmouth is very affordable. Falmouth is one of the cheapest counties to live in the UK. Transport and entertainment are affordable. And when you're a student at Falmouth, you can work up to 20 hours a week during term time. During non-term time, you can work up to 40 hours a week. And we're located in an area called Cornwall, which is very touristic. A lot of people tend to come to Cornwall for vacation because of how beautiful that it is. So Falmouth has a lot of different facilities, hotels, bars, cafes, restaurants, and attractions where you have that opportunity to work. But we also employ students on a part-time basis as well on campus. So where you can apply, there's 2 options. You can apply via UCAS, which is basically like the common app for UK universities, or you can apply directly on our free online application. The great thing with Falmouth is we do SATs, ACTs, and APs are not required. We do look at your high school transcript, essay, personal statement, but the biggest thing that we look for in an applicant is your portfolio and interview. If you have any other questions, you can reach me on the email below. I hope you have a great evening.
Thank you very much. And if you have questions during this session, make sure to just use the Q&A button. Ask questions anytime you'd like. If it's for a specific school, just make sure to mention the school in your question. Up next, we'll hear from Franklin University, Switzerland.
Hello, everyone. My name is Harry, and I represent Franklin University, Switzerland, based out of Denver, Colorado. There are 3 of us in the admissions office that are in the United States, so you don't have to worry about a 7 or 8 hour time difference. I'd like to start off the presentation with a beautiful photo of the city of Lugano, where our university is located. But you can see in the foreground there, one of our primary academic buildings. So you can see that we are only about a 15 to 20 minute walk from the downtown area, which is along the lakefront there in southern Switzerland. So as a bit of an introduction, we are an American university in structure, but as with EHL, also duly accredited both in the United States and in Switzerland. Once again, giving you a dual international degree experience, which allows you lots of wonderful flexible options to pursue jobs and graduate programs all across the globe. Additionally, we are comprised of about 400 students, only half of which come from North America. The others come from about 60 other countries. So although smaller in number, wildly international, with over 30 languages spoken on campus. And we also do provide residences on campus as well, so that students do not have to look for apartments on their own. As mentioned, we are in the southern region of Switzerland in the canton of Ticino. You can see Lugano at the very southern region there next to the border of Italy. The ways to get to campus would be to fly into either Zurich, which is about 2 hours north, or to Milan, Italy, which is about an hour south. So if you fly into Zurich, for example, you can just get off your flight, go directly across the street to the train station, and be able to get to Lugano within a couple of hours. It's on the same line. So there is a wonderful combination of Swiss values and Italian culture that we have in Ticino. For those of you not familiar with the country of Switzerland, it's sort of broken up into 3 major regions with cultural influences. That of the western side is influenced by French culture, the northern and eastern side by German culture, and where we are is influenced by Italy. So what you'll see is sort of the primary language of the region being Italian, the cuisine, the architecture, all Italian in its flavor. At the same time, of course, the Swiss values, you'll come to know that the Swiss are very rules oriented as a people. The trains must run on time, for example, also very high quality food. So you'll get lots of wonderful opportunities with that. You're not going to be in the middle of nowhere. Lugano is it's the third financial capital of the country of Switzerland. So you will be allowed lots of opportunities for exploration, but also to see people coming in from all over the world. Oh, I should mention that as an American institution, students are not required to speak a different language. It is taught and instructed in English. Our primary focus for academics is that of in the humanities and the social sciences. So you can see our list of academic programs here. And as an American institution, it's very easy to pursue things like double majors. We have lots of students pursue that and still graduate within 4 years. We have also added to our programs that of tracks for pre-med and pre-law in the forms of a pre-health sciences track, as well as a legal studies minor. And so students that are interested in pursuing those types of graduate programs and careers back in the United States will be able to pursue those after having come to Franklin. One of the primary features of the academic system at Franklin is what we call academic travel. So as I'd mentioned previously, our structure is that of the American system, which is 2 semesters and on the same academic calendar, taking 5 courses per term. Well, one of those courses per term is going to be an academic travel class. This will include 2 weeks of travel to a different country to study that subject. We are still able to take part in these academic travel opportunities in the current global situations, but we have reduced the number of which to primarily be in and around Western Europe for health and safety reasons. But we do plan on pursuing those to our traditional capacity across the globe once things are a bit better around the world. However, the cool part about this particular program is that the costs of which are included in the tuition. So you know that you're not having to break the bank every semester to go travel the world to do these study opportunities. So we do provide lots of things on campus for students to do. I think it's something around 40 clubs and organizations for our students to get involved in, many of which you'd see in the United States. If you have specific questions about those things, we can get into the details of that. But residentially, we do have 8 residence halls on our campus. So as I'd mentioned previously, students are not required to find an apartment on their own. These are all within a walking distance of your hall, as well as your dining halls or the professor offices and classrooms. It's not like you have to take a bus to get from one end of the city to the other. These are all apartment style. So the off-campus living experience, as what we'd see in the United States, on campus for us, which means that you're not going to see dorms where you'd have a communal bathroom shared by your hall. You basically have everything from singles, doubles, triples, up to 5-person suites. All common themes here being private bathrooms, kitchens, living rooms, and so on. Here you can see a brief layout of the university. We do have technically 2 campuses, but it's only about a 10-minute walk in between them. So once again, not having to catch a taxi or even have a car to get from one end of campus to the other. We do have lots of flexibility in our programs. Many of our students will graduate within 3 years by bringing in things like AP credits, IB credits, dual credit courses, lots of things for study abroad. So if you have specific questions, we can get into that a little bit later. We are on the common application, so it makes it very easy to apply, just like any other US institution. We are test optional and have been for several years now. And I like to highlight the December 1st deadline because students are put in for an additional scholarship opportunity as a bit of an incentive to apply early. Speaking of which, over 70% of our students receive scholarships and financial aid. The way I like to think about it is if a student is considering an out-of-state public school or private school in the United States, our costs are going to be very, very similar, and even in some cases, much less than US institutions. And we are able to bring over the FAFSA because we are a US school. So our students go all over the world for when they get done with their opportunities at Franklin. They are not limited in their capacity. They get jobs and opportunities all across the globe at some of the top name institutions. And we'll give you the stuff here for our contact information for the admission office. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I will remind all of our attendees, if you have questions for any of our presenters, just make sure to use the Q&A button on your screen. And if it's for a specific school, just make sure to name the school when you ask your question. Up next, we'll hear from the representative from Lavros.
Hello, everyone. My name is Felix. I'm an admissions counselor at Roche, a international hospitality business school located in Switzerland. We believe that we need to prepare our students for the 21st century, and we need to give them the human skills and the personal skills to work in conjunction with technology to become entrepreneurs in the hospitality, service, and international experience sector. So we're a very innovative school that we not only prepare you to work in traditional hotels and resorts, but we also prepare you to work in the international experience economy. We have a business degree that will give you the skills, the personal skills, the service skills to work in different industries. And we have been doing that since 1954. We think that the students of the 21st century need to transform themselves and need to get the skills required to differentiate themselves from other students. So we focus a lot in creating human empathy, in creating the emotional intelligence, the complex problem-solving skills, the critical thinking that will allow you not only maybe to compete with artificial intelligence, but to work with technology and artificial intelligence to be successful in the future. We believe that we need to give you the skills to constantly change, to constantly adapt, because the jobs in 3-5 years are so different of what's going to be happening right now, that we need to change you to constantly evolve and to constantly prepare. Our students not only work in traditional hotels and restaurants and event management companies, they work in banks and technology companies all over the world, wherever a business degree can take you. We have 3 campuses in the world. Our main campus is in Switzerland, a second one in Spain, and the third one in China. This is our campus in Switzerland, located on the Swiss Alps. Then we have Marbella. It's a beach resort in the south of Spain, in Andalusia. And finally, we have a campus in Shanghai, China. So we have an opportunity for you to study in the mountains, in the beach, and in the city. We are a US accredited institution, even though we're based in Europe. Our degree is fully accredited in the United States, and we are worldwide recognized among the top 3 institutions for hospitality management around the world. We only offer 1 degree. We believe it's one of the most unique and international degrees in the world, as it allows you to change campuses and change countries as you progress. The program is 3.5 years long, taught in English in every campus, equivalent to a 4-year US accredited program. During those 3.5 years, you have to do 1 year of working internships. We have opportunities in over 40 countries around the world. And additionally, you can move between the Roches campuses. You can do your full degree in Switzerland, your full degree in Spain, or you can combine campuses and do part in Switzerland, part in Spain, and part in China. Additionally, during semester 3 and semester 4, you can go to the campus of our sister school, Glasgow Institute of Higher Education in London, England. So some of our students end up doing 3 or 4 campuses during their degree and working in 2 different countries for their internships. It is very important to note that this is a Bachelor of Business Administration with a focus on global hospitality management. 45% of our students are in traditional hospitality management, 55% are in different areas of the business world. These are some of the examples of the internships our students do around the world. We have in many different areas. The first internship is normally an operational internship. The second one is a management internship. And our degree offers various specializations. For the last year, we have specializations in entrepreneurship, digital marketing, hotel finance, and resort and event management. So by the end of your career, you have a business degree, you have 1 year of work experience, you have a diploma in hospitality management, and you have a specialization in one of these 4 fields. And what are we looking for? We're looking for students who really are looking not to be in a desk job. They like interacting with people, they like traveling, and they like languages, but more importantly, they like helping others. Hospitality is about service, about helping people, about making them succeed. So we're looking for people with good leadership skills, good critical thinking skills that want to lead teams until success. Recently, we have launched our latest innovation hub. This is to inspire students to open their own business. Our students are very entrepreneurial, and now we want to give them the tools to succeed in the future. So, in recognition of our interest of students being able to mix their personal human skills with the technology and the upcoming changes that artificial intelligence is going to bring, we want to inspire, ignite, and incubate our students to work with technology in the service industry. If you're interested, if you want more information, please don't hesitate to send me an email, a WhatsApp, or you can scan the QR code and I will gladly send you a WhatsApp. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. And again, questions for our panelists can be asked using the Q&A button. For a specific school, just name the school in your question so they know it's for them. Up next, we will hear from the representative from the Glasgow School of Art.
Yes, hello, welcome. Let me just share my screen now. So my name is Vanessa Johnson and I work at the Glasgow School of Art. We are about 175 years old and a little bit smaller than Falmouth University, which is another art school in the UK that you heard from earlier. We have around about 2,500 students. So we are situated in the city of Glasgow, which is Scotland's largest city. Scotland, Glasgow, as you can see from this picture, grew substantially in the 19th century. They made a lot of money quite quickly as an industrial hub. And then in the 1980s, a lot of those industries closed. The city became quite depressed and quite challenging, but that opened up an opportunity for artists and designers to move into what became quite cheap real estate. And that's what became known as the Glasgow Miracle. It wasn't a miracle, it was due to a lot of hard work. But it now means that Glasgow is one of the 3 main centres for contemporary art in Western Europe, alongside Berlin and London. We currently rank number 8 in the world for art and design in the QS World Rankings. And in fact, the 2021 rankings came out last Thursday, and we still rank at number 8. I haven't got the new badge to go on the presentation yet. So we have creative disciplines split into 5 schools. The 3 top ones are the largest of the schools that we have, and the 2 bottom ones are the newer, smaller ones. Simulation and visualization, looking at incorporating digital technology alongside a lot of more traditional practices. So our programs of study, you can see here, we offer the architecture professional program, and most of the programs that we have at undergraduate level are 4 years in duration. This is because the Scottish education system and the English education system are not quite the same. In England, you usually do a 3-year undergraduate degree, and in Scotland, it's a 4-year degree. That means that for art and design programs, we don't usually have students take a foundation year first and then do 3 years of undergraduate. We take students directly from high school into a 4-year specialist program. Now, that works very well for students that know what exactly they want to do when they're in high school. But a lot of students haven't got much experience of fashion design, or they might never have done any silversmithing. So they wouldn't really know that that's what they wanted to study for 4 years. So we offer, instead of that, we offer also an international foundation program, which is an alternative first year for students who want to take that time to make up their mind before going into second year of one of those 4-year programs. And you'll see that the programs here are called a BA Honours in Fine Art, in Painting and Printmaking, but this is a studio-based program. So in the US, that would more normally be a BFA program because of the way that it's taught very much through learning through making. And I'd also like to mention here that we do also offer portfolio preparation programs. So for students who need time to work on their portfolio or want ideas to work on their portfolio, they can do that either by coming to Glasgow for short courses in the summer, or we now offer also an online portfolio preparation program as well. And we also have students come as part of their degree in the US as a study abroad program. So you could come for a year or a semester as part of your degree in a US college if you're not ready to make that 4-year choice. So art school is a little bit different than university education in that the emphasis is very much on learning through doing, learning through making. Students at Glasgow School of Art get their own studio space. They get to come into that for 4 days a week. So it's very much a hands-on making program. And it's a project-led curriculum. So most of the curriculum is actually that studio course. Alongside that, students look at the history and the social practice of their discipline. And they'll become quite experienced and quite confident practitioners by the time that they graduate. So we are quite an international art school. We have around about 30% of our students come from outside of the EU. We also have a lot of our students go abroad for a semester in their 3rd year of study. So around about 20% of our students will go to a different partner school as part of their program as well. We have a number of technical workshops. So if you need to be able to make a mess and learn how to use quite specialist equipment, you have access to that. And you can see that these students in the pictures are wearing their correct PPE so they don't injure themselves in the workshop. We also have 2 halls of residence. Again, this provides a single study bedroom and usually your own bathroom as well. And then we don't offer a meal plan, so students will have access to a kitchen where they will cook their own food, and they share that kitchen with 5 to 7 other students. The end of a fine art degree is usually culminates in a degree show. This year that was done online. So if you want to have a look at some of the graduating students' work, you can do so by going onto this website. You don't actually have to come to Glasgow this year. The essentials, you make the application through UCAS, which is the UK's centralised admission service, and then you would also upload your portfolio directly to us. The portfolio, again, is likely to be the most important part of the application, and we do like to interview students as part of the application process as well. So thank you for coming, and that's all from me. Thank you. I think Russ was going to come back. Yep.
I am. Sorry about that. And thank you very much. And again, I'll remind everyone, use the Q&A button, ask questions of any of our presenters. And if it's for a specific one, just use the name of the school in your question so they know it's for them. Up next, we'll hear from the representative from the University of Dundee.
Hello, hopefully that's sharing okay, and you can see my slides. So yeah, thank you very much for the introduction. I'm Joe McKinney and I work at the University of Dundee. I'm an international officer there, and I've prepared a very, very general presentation about Scotland and Dundee. So I thought I would start with Scotland and why study there. As Vanessa from the Glasgow School of Art has already mentioned, the degrees in Scotland are a little bit different from the rest of the UK, but still very much a sort of UK education. There is a great scene in Scotland. Like we have really good cities, for example, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Dundee, Aberdeen, and other places. And obviously, it's a very beautiful country as well. You do find a lot of people come over here just for the landscapes. My favourite part about Scotland is that everyone is generally pretty friendly. We all have like some good crack and we just want to have a laugh most of the time. But again, like we have a long history and loads of things that go on. I think one of the best things about Scotland and studying in Scotland is the flexible degree structure, which applies generally on most courses, where you can do things very similar to a liberal arts course and take loads of different subjects and choose your own subject by the end. Dundee itself is quite a small city, about 150,000 people live there, but about 1 in 7 are students. So it's very much a student city. A lot of renovation has gone on in the city. I grew up around this area and it was not very nice, and now it's actually changed so much. We have like a V&A museum, so Victoria and Albert Museum. We are the UK's first and only UNESCO City of Design. We have a long history of discovery. But yeah, Dundee is a changed city and it's one of the best places to live in Scotland. So definitely recommend a visit if you've never been. Some things you may not know about Dundee is that we actually invented quite a lot of things. So for example, aspirin, like it's a sort of one of the most common drugs around the world now. It was invented in Dundee. Also, what you're looking at this presentation on an LCD screen, more than likely that was invented in Dundee and actually at the university itself, and a range of other things as well. So for example, ATM machines, so the automatic teller machines, the adhesive postage stamp, marmalade, Grand Theft Auto, radar. The list is near enough endless. The city is pretty famous for discovering things. At Dundee, we're lucky enough to have a massive range of courses. So we do have our own art school. We call it DJCAD, Duncan of Jordanston, and you can take a foundation there where you can take a range of the different art subjects and choose one of them after your first year. And then we have a whole range of other subjects as well, from the sort of strong sciences to the more sort of social sciences, medicine, dentistry, you name it, we probably do it. If you do want to find out more, you can easily just scan the QR code and you can download a copy of our prospectus. As I said, I don't have too much time, so you can have a look yourself and see if anything tickles your fancy. Dundee itself as a university is generally ranked pretty well. Because we do a range of different subjects, we perform in mixed, depending on the world rankings, but we are generally a very good ranking in the UK, so top 20. And the biggest thing for us is that students have a good time. So we have very good student satisfaction ratings throughout the like past couple of years, and we actually were the University of the Year for student experience last year. So students definitely have a good time when they come to this university. And again, in the International Student Barometer, we do pretty well as well. So yeah, student experience is a big part of what it's like to be at the University of Dundee. We're a medium-sized university in terms of the UK, so we have just over 17,000 students. And I know Jeremiah might have mentioned before who was the diversity. We have over 20% of our students come from outside of the EU, but we have over 120 countries and nationalities represented, and that is in our students and our staff. We are a campus-based university, so we are based in one location, and everything is there, so accommodation, halls, etc. And it's only 5 minutes away from the city centre. We have everything that you need there, and it's a good time. Yeah, thanks very much. If you do want to contact, I am covering for my colleague Grant Smith. You can again scan the QR code. We love a QR code at Dundee. So yeah, if you scan that, you can get his details. But also my details are there on screen too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'll leave that on the screen for a second as I ask everyone, all of our presenters, to come back on camera and on microphone. And I will quickly do just a one question Q&A round robin, have you answer in the same order that you presented for this session, but give a little value added stuff to our attendees for this session, both accessing this live and the recording a little later. But what advice would you give someone going through the college search process right now? We'll start with EHL.
Find what you're passionate about. Always pursue your passion, because that's where you put in a lot more effort, and you'll see the rewards at the end. So don't choose a university just based off ranking or prestige or anything like that. Choose it because you really want to see yourself there and they're offering something that you would genuinely find beneficial.
Excellent. Falmouth.
Yeah, if you are looking to study in the UK, bachelor's degrees are in England and Wales and Northern Ireland is 3 years long. Scottish universities are 4 years. If you are definitely know what you want to study, then England, Wales, and Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland are subject focused. That might be a better fit for you.
Franklin University, Switzerland.
So for us, there's really nothing different in terms of the application process than any other US institution. So I don't really have any advice other than to work hard and put your all into the application. If you don't put it on the application, we're not going to be able to see it. So use that as an opportunity to brag about yourself a little bit.
Roche, Global Hospitality.
Don't let the system get to you. Don't let the pressure of your college counselor, parents, peers get to you. I know when you're a senior, it feels that the world is coming to an end if you don't get to a university. It is not. You have many options, many pathways. You can be successful in many universities and in many ways. So don't let the pressure get to you, and don't believe that if you don't get to an Ivy school, you won't make it in life. It's just not true.
Glasgow School of Art. I totally echo that, but I think that if you're looking at choosing colleges, it's quite good to try to make a short list of things that are important to you. Is it important to you to be in a big city? Is it important to you to have access to the outdoors? Would you feel more comfortable in a smaller institution or a larger one? Do you want that flexibility of sports teams, etc.? So just have a think about the actual things that really important to you alongside your study, and then look at the different ways of that they teach and how you would learn at that institution, and think whether that suits you.
And University of Dundee.
Thank you. I feel like everyone's covered most bases, get the raw deal at the end, but I would say that, yeah, research. There's nothing more important. This is like a big decision in your lives. You will spend quite a long time studying, so make sure that you do the right research and make the right choice. No pressure, but just make sure that you do look into your options and definitely like ask us guys the hard questions. That.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank everyone for that advice. Also want to thank you for sharing information about each of your institutions. And I want to thank all of our attendees for joining us for this session. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted. Be sure to sign up for additional ones where you signed up for this one. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Texas. Once again, thank you all for joining us this evening, and thank you to all of our presenters for all the great information. Have a great rest of your Monday. Take care.